Hello everyone. Today I'm going to solve a Leetcode problem maximum sum of an hourglass, which I have solved in at recipe sessions. You are given an n by n integer matrix grid. We define an hourglass as a part of the matrix with the following form. So as you can see, an hourglass is look like it is capital I, right? Then it's gonna be we are going to return the maximum sum of the elements of an hourglass. So note that an hourglass can be rotated and must be entirely contained within the matrix. Let's take an example from the second example, since first one is complicated and because it's large matrix. So let's take the second one and see how it works. So let's start from row zero for first row, I think. First row, and let's take the first three numbers, right? And this five and the last three numbers, right? It's gonna be the sum of these numbers and the given numbers. Since we have only one choice, right? But this example is not good since we have only one example. Let's take this one, and it's gonna be we start from this row, and we will take the first three numbers and these two and the last three numbers, and their sum is 30, right? Because when you sum them, it's gonna be 30, and so our maximum is gonna be 30 so far, right? But what if let's remove this one and take let's take the second let's take two these numbers and this one and the last three numbers. Let's take this one, right? Our sum is gonna be 24, right? 24 is not greater than 30, and our maximum so far is gonna be 20. It's gonna be 30, right? And let's take let's start from row two, and it's gonna be let's take four to let's take the first three numbers, two and this number and the last three numbers, right? Then it's gonna be 4 to 5, 3, 7. I think nine plus the sum of 9 plus 7 is 17. It's gonna be 9 plus 7 is gonna be I think 9 plus 7 is gonna be 16, right? 16 is not greater than 30, so our maximum so far is it's gonna be also 30. And let's take the next these numbers and 8 and the last three numbers here. So it's gonna be 2, 8, 8 plus 8, 16, 16 plus 11. 12 is 16 plus 12. Okay, it's gonna be okay. This one 12 and 16 is gonna be much. It's gonna be 12 plus 16 is 28, right? 28 is not greater than 30, so our sum is not greater than the maximum sum so far is 30. And what if we take the last three numbers? So we can take the last three numbers because it cannot form an hourglass, right? So the maximum our row is gonna be till it's gonna we will iterate till m minus I think 2, and our column is also till n minus 2 also, right? So we will iterate till these 2 points, right? So we are trying we have to check whether we keep track of the maximums of sum so far. So I'm going to solve this problem using two for loops. Like it's gonna be time complexity would be of n. Since there is also a kind of slicing by and also there is also sum for each of them. I think it's not that much. It's gonna be of n times n, and the space complexity is also of one. So I'm gonna start from my row is gonna be I have the number of rows is like the length of the grid, right? So grid length and number of columns is it's gonna be like length of grid the ice grid, right? So let's say the zero. Then for let's check, let's say this are m and this is n, right? So I'm gonna iterate over the row just in range of m minus 2, and for coal in range of n minus 2, right? And I'm gonna have a sum. So let's say my current sum is just will read at the eyes, we will be at the eyes row. So and we will sum the numbers, sum of the numbers will be at the eyes row, and we will sum numbers from call to starting to call plus 3, right? It's gonna be like this one. We'll sum these numbers, and we'll be at our and sum of numbers at grid. So we'll move our row as row plus 2, and sum the numbers from call to call plus 3, right? Because we need three numbers. We have to select three numbers and sum them. And plus the number at grid row plus 1 and call plus 1. Then we have to maximize for each time. Saying maximum sum is gonna be like 0 initially. Then max sum is gonna be like max of maximum and the current sum, right? So we will maximize this, and we're going to return the maximum once we have finished. So as you can see, the time complexity is just time complexity is just of n of m times n, because why I said of n times n for y as the sum is just the sum is like summing three numbers, right? It's gonna be of one. So I'm assuming like it's time complexity in the worst case is gonna be like the number of rows times the number of columns. So it's gonna be space is just it's gonna be the space is just of one. So so this is all bad. So I'm going to test the code. So let's see if it works or not. So as you can see, it works. So let's submit it and see what would happen. Okay, as you can see, space this much of memory in time. It doesn't matter, but this is how we solve this problem. So thank you very much.